Hello Artcadets, and welcome to my next quick tips video, including a cool trick for colouring white feathers. So how do I draw white fur and feathers or even hair on white paper? Do I just use a white pencil? Well, maybe not just a white pencil. My first top tip is to have a really good close look at your reference picture. So let's zoom in and see what we can see. Can we just see white? Let's go a bit closer. Can you still just see white? Well, if you can only see white, then don't panic, because I have got a really cool trick that will help you see what's really there and not just what you think should be there. So all you need to try this out is a piece of paper like I've got here, and I'm just going to draw two circles. So I'm just using anything to draw around at this point, it doesn't really matter what. And I'm going to cut one of those circles out. And I am then going to place this over the owl that we're looking at. And doing this helps you to see what's really there, because you stop seeing it as an owl, and when you think of an owl, and a white owl at that, you may think, well, he's just white, right? But not quite, because when you actually isolate or section out a small area like this, you can actually see that there's more than just white there. And so in doing this, we can try out on our little chart here all the different colours that we think might be there. So it helps you to focus on what's really there and test out those colours. And I'm just going to try and recreate what I can see in this circular window on the right hand side on my other circle, so that you can see we can build up what we think was or thought was white in the first place, but actually might not quite just be white. So this is a really good way to help our brains focus on what's really there and help us to see what's really there and not just what we think should be there. Because at the end of the day, we are drawing a 3D owl. We're not just drawing a white 2D object. And because this owl is 3D, where you have layers, you have shadows, and where you have shadows you have different colours, and that's what I'm trying to show you today. So this colour picker, as I'm going to call it, is quite easy to make, and it's really good to have a go at home. You can try it with fur, feathers, hair, or anything that's white that you might be struggling to choose the colours for. And I'm just using coloured pencil, but obviously this technique can be used if you're doing paint or pastel or anything else really. So I'm just trying out the different colours that I can see in the window here around the outside of that window before then placing them on my test piece on this right hand side here. This is also a really good way of taking a small section at a time, so it's maybe not as daunting as looking at the owl as a whole. You can just do a small section, concentrate on that, and then move on. So it helps to train your eye and to train your brain to see what's really there, to see other colours. So at first, when you're looking at your reference photo, you might not actually see more than just white. But as you can see here, we're building up quite a realistic looking copy of what's on the left hand side in our window, and we're using not white. Actually, I haven't even used white at all yet. I've used different greys, some browns, some yellows, And I also use a little bit of blue as well, because I'm not thinking I'm drawing a white owl, I must only use white or even grey, but there are other colours in there like these browns. And actually I'm using the white now, but just to blend those colours together. So I've built up some layers, and the white colour pencil here just really helps to kind of blend those in and smooth out the surface. And obviously you can leave the white of the paper and use that as the colour as well, because there is some white in this owl's feathers. But really we're not using the white pencil to act as a colour, more just as a tool for blending. And once you've done that, you can go back, as long as you haven't pressed too hard with your pencil, and you can add some more layers in if you want to deepen up any areas of colour, and that can work really well too. So I've just used some really cheap sort of sketch paper here, but if you wanted to try this on your drawing paper or a slightly thicker paper, you'd be able to add more layers to the picture that you're doing, and you'd get a much smoother effect. But this is only a cheap paper, and it's just to show you really the point I'm trying to make about different colours on white feathers. So if you're thinking of drawing anything white, then it's certainly worth giving this technique a try, and let me know what you think. How did you get on? Did you see things that possibly you didn't think you'd see before? And it's also really useful to be able to put those colours next to areas like I've done on the left hand side with the window there, to see if they match up, because as we all know, a lot of pencils or felt tips or even paints don't always match up what they look like on the tube or in the pan. So we're just going back over with the white pencil to blend again after we'd added that second layer. And as you can see, it's starting to look a bit like our window on the left hand side. So why not give this a try at home, and let me know what you thought of the colour picker for choosing colours to draw things that may not appear as you first thought. And let me know how you get on and if you found it useful, and maybe it will surprise you. Perhaps taking the owl away and just concentrating on a small section like this helps to make the task a little less tricky and helps you to see things you didn't think were there. So once we zoom back out, a last few touch-ups and I think we're done. So how many pencils did we use? Did we use white? Well, we did, but look how many other pencils we used as well. And the colours ranged from shades of grey, brown, yellow and blue, and of course our white for blending more than anything. And And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this quick tips video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you on Friday. Take care and see you soon. Bye.